Well, whether you know it or not, another almost $2 trillion is going to start to be given out. Yeah, in about probably about 2 or 3 weeks, they estimate. Certainly has to be before the middle of March when the unemployment runs out. And here's a listing, an article by an organization called IndependentSector.org. So, and I think they really help nonprofit organizations. But I always look for, somebody who, distills all the big problems we have, if we should worry about them or not, or what's available. And so many of the more traditional people give you a lot of detail you probably don't need this time. And I think what people need at this time about what's in this new stimulus package is just an overview. So this is, I'll put the link in the description. So you just put on the link and you don't have to worry about me. Whatever. And here's what's going on here. Okay, first, for the business, okay, we have maybe the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. Well, that's going to still be increased. They haven't spent all the money last time yet. I don't think they even started spending the money last time. And that's a good program, and particularly good for even if you don't have a business, you're self-employed. That's where you should be looking at. So that's the Paycheck Protection Program. They're going to add another $7 billion. There's a total of $800 billion on that. That's almost $1 trillion right there. Now, the EIDL is the grants, the emergency grant money. They're increasing that to $15 billion. And it looks like they haven't spent the last part on that either. It's a little more complicated. The PPP is actually less complicated than the EIDL right now. But the EIDL is good, and they want to give it to small businesses. And they're going to look at under people less than 10 employees or 20 employees, and actually nonprofits. And the PPP has really expanded nonprofit eligibility. So there's a lot of stuff for nonprofits, for people without businesses or without nonprofits. You're just making a little income on the side. You could get a PPP. The EIDL may be a little difficult. And actually the PPP, as of today, which is, I forget what the hell the day is, the last day of February, they still haven't organized what they're going to give you if you use your Schedule C, whether it's going to be the top number, the bottom number. So wait a few days on that. Okay, the Community Navigator pilot program, not even sure what that is. It's outreach and education, allows grants and or contracts through cooperative agreements with private nonprofit organizations, FPA resource partners and stuff like that. Local governments ensure delivery of few communicator services to improve the access of assistance programs. Okay, so if you're a small nonprofit, you have $100 million here that are going to be given to nonprofits that are going to help people find out about programs, right? There goes my work. My job's over. They're going to do it all. But any of that help would be great. Shuttered venue operations. Okay, these are people, concert halls, things like that. Provides an additional $1.2 billion. I don't think they spent the last one, and this is called the Shuttered Venue Operations Grant. That's a SBA program. And there's another SBA program for provides $840 billion for administrative costs to prevent, prepare, and respond to the COVID-19 pandemic, including expenses related to the PPP. So that looks like, I don't know, not going to individuals, so maybe don't worry about it. Unemployment insurance, okay, it's extension of unemployment insurance, okay, that's what they're going to do. Increases subsidy from 50 to 75%, weeks beginning March 31st, okay, so March 31st, basically, instead of getting $300 from the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment assistance, it's going to be $400 a week. And remember, this PUA is not your father's unemployment insurance. A lot different. People, caregivers could do that. You don't even have to have a job, or you decreased your wages, and that money is going to go until August 29th. So you're good for the pandemic unemployment to August 29th. Tax credits. This is lots here. And tax credits are really grants. The government has new names for everything. And it's for sick leave tax credits, $10,000, $12,000 per employee, employee retention tax credit. That's to keep employees. I mean, it's crazy. And, but look at the overall, and when you see this stuff, you got to research more to find out how it applies to you. Assistance of individuals, that's the $1,400 per taxpayer. But more importantly, it's for your kids too. So if you have 2 kids, your wife, 2 kids and everything, you're getting 4 times $1,400. You know, what's that? $5,200. And also, if you have grandmas in the house and she's dependent on your tax return, you get $1,200 or $1,400 from grandma too, or anybody you have, college kids, everybody. So it's so much more than before. I mean, you could make an easy $10,000-$15,000 if you have a family in all these other ways. It's not stimulus checks. It's getting you cash through other systems. The government always has different names for what you and I would never call. A childless earner. Yeah, that's right. There's another earned income tax credit for people without children. It used to be only for children. No, now you can get up to $1,500 because you're not making a whole lot of money and don't even have a child under that program. And that's cash. Yeah, they send you a check. Child care and dependent care tax. $18,000 to pay. I mean, $8,000 to pay for child care. I think, $16,000. Actually, it's up to $16,000 if you have 2 kids or more. Civic and community infrastructure, broadband access, low-income energy assistance for homeowners. Look at that. Transit, not sure what that is. Child care entitlement for states. Yes, there's a lot of more, so there's going to be more money available to pay for child care in the states, also through that program, and then also through the Child Care Development Block Grant. So you don't know where that falls in your area. What you have to do is start digging. That's what it's about. Child care stabilization. That's another block grant stuff has to go. And the best way to find these, if you can't, is your elected official. Man, nobody knows. They don't know either. But they could find it better than you or I or anybody else can find, because the government doesn't even know yet. So you got to beat on them. See, like the last program, CARES Act, that was, like back in December that was passed. They still can't give out the money yet. They haven't started in some of them, like the rent. There's more rent money here too. And even there's, besides the rent money, there's also mortgage money too in this. So it's all there. Look at that. I got minimum wage. That's probably not going to happen. Higher education. Oh, there's money for students. Colleges are going to get money to give to students who have financial problems. So that's there. Also, the SNAP program is going to be 15% higher there. So this is a good shorthand. When you find these, hey, that may be me, then you have to chase it down. And that's going to take work. It all takes work. If you're not ready to chase it down, man, you're waiting for them to come to you. That's never going to happen. The money will be gone. If you're waiting for them to come to you, you got to come to them.